Hello, beautiful. Come here. Come on in. Come on, Daddy. Come and sit here. Come here, beautiful. Come here, beautiful. You want cuddles? Do you want cuddles? Where's Teddy Bear? What have you done to Teddy Bear? What have you done to Teddy Bear? At First Eyes, thank you very much for joining and welcome back to Magnets and Mental Health. And I do believe it's episode 22. Amazing. Indiana, would you like to say hello to everyone? Do you want to come up? Hello. Hello, beautiful. Look what she's done to her teddy. This is a teddy kindly donated from Scotland and it's lasted her all of 2 weeks. Hannah, how you doing, darling? You all right? Barnsley Treasure Hunters, how we doing? Lynn White, how we doing? Thank you for joining. I'm just going to wing it tonight. I've done multiple lives on my private group today, and it was hugely requested that Magnets and Mental Health makes a reappearance, and I couldn't be prouder. I'm chuffed. Right, Indy. Now she's starting. Look, she's starting. You want the head, didn't you? So how is everybody? I hope you're all well. I hope you're having a nice weekend. I certainly am, which makes a change from the current climate. But it is all positive at the moment, and I'd like to keep tonight's episode that way. All smiles, hopefully some laughter. And if anyone wants to join in and wants to come with me and to be that side of the screen, hit me up on private message on Facebook, on Messenger, and I will send you a link. And you can come on and join me in Indiana. So, Judy, hello. I'm very well, Lynn. Thank you very much for asking. I am very well. And I might not look it. My hair's all over the shop. I've got the fucking 2 bob bits. I had a meal deal last night on the journey down from Scotland at Spa, and I bought a chicken and bacon club sandwich. Well, you don't want to know what's happening in the bathroom today. I tell you that much. But yes, it is all positive. I am broadcasting this from my new home. I am with my new friend, who's going to be a very important part of my future life, I feel. Certainly for the immediate future, and a firm friend for life now. And for that, I can't thank him enough. I can't thank Yorkshire Magneteers enough. And I can't thank everyone in the community enough. But that's as much as I want to say about that. You know, new start, fresh start, new surroundings, and new friends. Hopefully, I will rekindle some friendships that have been lost. And also, I've got a Turkish barber's about 2 minutes away, and I'll be going there on Monday and getting rid of this mop. Having a nice skin fade, hopefully. Right, let's have a look. Keith Pointer. I totally forgot about you, Keith. The history man, everyone. Keith, if you'd like to join in, let me know. Fresh beginnings, absolutely, Barnsley. Absolutely. Judy, thanks for joining, darling. It is wonderful. Let's just check I haven't missed anyone. I do apologise if I have. I don't think I have. James Hunt, I think I said hello already. 12 people watching already, and that is absolutely wonderful. It's fantastic. And yeah, let's make this a really nice, positive episode. Please, if you're new to the channel, like, subscribe, share it around. Positive vibes only. It's what it always used to be about. I haven't had much time to be able to do Magnets and Mental Health over the last few months, and those that know me dearly know why. But I wouldn't take any of it back. I wouldn't take a minute of it back. Yeah, I've had a lovely summer, and let's leave it at that. We don't need to go any more into that. Yes, absolutely. Listen to Mrs. Proctor, or Miss Proctor. Sorry, Hannah. Oh, for fuck's sake. Listen to Miss Proctor and hit that like button, everyone. If you hit the like button, YouTube has got more of a chance of sharing this broadcast. And, you know, positive vibes, positive messages, and let's spread the word. And the word tonight, I believe, nearly, Indiana. The word tonight is love, and that's what I want it to be. I give it a go. Really, Keith, you give it a go. Give me 5 minutes, Keith, and I'll have you on. Seeing as you're you're really what's the word? Energetic? No, not energetic. You guys know what I'm saying. Right. Terry, add me on, mate. Right. I'm going to add Keith Pointer on. Welcome to History Man, everyone. Keith, I will send you a link. Right, everybody, I might disappear for 10 seconds, so just bear with me. There we go. Sorry about that, everyone, but I had to invite Keith. It makes it easier if I have a guest, although Keith is more than a guest. You know, he's a personal friend with a wealth of knowledge. He's fucking hilarious, pardon my French, and he's a lovely guy. You know, at the end of the day, a lot of us, certainly a lot of the viewers, we are part of one of the most amazing communities in what I believe, you know, in our hobby of magnet fishing. We have got a community that fights, that bickers. Judy, bless you, Judy. That's above and beyond, darling. And honestly, thank you from the bottom of my heart. I'm resting my tablet at the moment on my friend's laptop because I haven't got a tripod. So I will put that towards getting a new tripod for Magnets and Mental Health. So thank you, Judy. I notice it's in dollars. So I take it you're from the other side of the pond. So yeah, I hope everything's all right for you over there at the moment in America. It's a rather funny world we're living in at the moment, isn't it? So yeah, positive vibes. Let's hope Putin don't do what he might do. Right, everybody, please welcome to the stream, Keith Pointer. It's nearly £1 for $1 now, isn't it? Keith, welcome. How are we doing, sunshine?
I'm doing fine, apart from one or two items I had to do today.
Right, do share. What did you have to do today, Keith?
Basically, I had to rebuild my greenhouse. It got hit by the thunderstorms we had last couple of weeks ago. It blew the roof off.
Evening, Donna.
And I had to rebuild it, and I finished building it, but unknown to me, the haste of as it is, the build, it tipped it down, pitched it down, wherever you want to do it, threw it down. I had a look inside the greenhouse, and I went, oh no, I forgot to put the there's like a rubber seal that goes in between the two pieces of metal.
Right.
Okay, and I forgot to put them in, didn't I? And it was pitching through. I had a sort of big bath of water in the greenhouse.
Oh my word.
I had to take it all apart and redo it all over again. And then I pitch it all back up, put all new stuff in, and basically it hasn't rained since. So I don't know if I've done it right or not.
Well, thank you for the short notice, Keith, and for joining me tonight. I thought I was going to win it solo.
Just oh, I'm going to get on there. I've got to get on there.
Oh, well, mate, you know you are always welcome, Keith, always. I might not always have the time to answer your calls, because you do call at the most inopportune moments.
Oh,
certainly
no.
over the month, my life was very, very busy, although gladly very, very busy. And, you know, you would call during the busiest times of the day, so I couldn't always accept your call, mate.
Yeah, well, I'm sorry I did that, because basically I had a death in the family, so...
I heard, yeah, and that's very unfortunate.
So, basically, I had to move stuff basically van loads. In fact, no, it was, give you an idea, it was 2 shipping containers we had to move,
Wow.
and it was full.
Bonjour, Marie.
Eh?
Your lovely words earlier, Marie, in my live. Absolutely beautiful, darling. Thank you so much.
So who's this new person then?
New person?
Yeah, who's the person you are with now, and who's this new place you are at?
Well, actually, Keith, it's none of your business. I'm staying in a lovely little town called Peterlee. I'm staying with a very good friend of mine who is not at the moment willing to come on camera, but that will change in the very near future. I'm going to find my feet. I'm going to get to know the area, making new friends, and pretty soon you're going to be seeing him in a lot of future Essex Magnet Hunter videos. We have got plans to do Durham Cathedral. We've got plans to do near Durham Castle, the waters surrounding it. We're also going to be doing the Tyne River in Newcastle. The Northeast is an untapped resource for magnet fishing. There are magnet fishing around here, but there's not many that have got the really big superior magnets that are worth hundreds of pounds. So I've got a very good feeling about our future videos. At the end of the day, mate, you know, if you go fishing and you find some brilliant treasures, wonderful. But if you don't, it's still a day out. It's still fresh air. It's still exercise. It's mental exercise. It's physical exercise. It's socialisation and or socialising rather than socialisation. I've EMH'd it already, and we're only 12 minutes in. Unbelievable.
Well, excuse me. I'm eating a chocolate bar. I'm eating
Very
chocolate.
rude. Very rude. Can you not refrain from eating until after the stream?
No, I've been busy.
Have you really?
I've been helping my mate get his tank sorted out.
Have you?
Well, I've got an announcement to make.
Hey, no, that's funny. Yeah, go on. Announcement.
I've got an announcement to make to everybody.
Okay, what is the announcement?
I'm sorry to tell you this, guys, but I am officially retired. I'm retired now. They found out that basically I'm not all well up in the head, as you already know. And
really, you know, in the grand scheme of things, are any of us right in the head? You
yeah,
know, in this world that we live in.
My MS has got worse.
Really, multiple sclerosis.
The job centre said that we found out about the medical. The doctor's given us all the info, and basically you don't have to sign on no more. And basically you've got the full medical money.
LCW, capability for work.
Yeah, I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm signed up that. Basically.
Financially, you'll be better off now. And at the end of the day, it's a support that's there from the government for people in this country that hit rock bottom. And if you know if can't work, then it's a benefit that's there for people to apply for.
It's taken 10 years to sort this out.
Bloody hell, Keith. Yeah.
And they've actually found out that I have got MS. And my MS is bad. And basically, it's a
so explain to viewers, MS. Now, MS, I believe that's multiple sclerosis, yes?
Yeah.
Right, explain to everyone, including myself, what is it like to have MS?
Give you an idea. You know, if you've got a jelly, you know, if you've got a big jelly, right, and it shakes a lot.
Yeah, wobbles like I used to.
Wobbles everywhere, right? Yeah. It's like that, but pain as well. The pain is excruciating pain in the arms, hands, fingers, toes, feet, legs.
What kind of pain? Like an arthritic pain?
Well, let's put it this way. it's like somebody sticking a bayonet or a knife into your nether regions. That's how
Ouch.
bad it could be.
Ouch.
Yeah, it's like, give you an idea, it's a prolonged electric shock that runs right through you. Not only gives you the shakes, but also the pain is beyond the 10 mark on most days.
So on a scale of 0 to 10, it is 20?
Yeah, something like that.
Oh, bloody hell, mate.
Give you an idea, it's like somebody, if you ever done
Corey.
if you ever done hammering, right, a nail, or yeah, banging a nail in a piece of wood, and you slip with the hammer and hit your thumb, it's like that.
Wow. What, constant?
Constant.
And yet the social wanted you to look for work under that condition.
Yeah, and my doctor said, no, wait, you're going on the sick, you know. I've been on the sick panel, like, you know, for getting on a year now, right? And I had to sign on all the time to get this sorted out. So I thought it was for me national insurance contributions to do,
Yeah.
and it weren't. It was to basically to see if you slip up or somewhere along the line, to see if you are willing to do what you want to do, but you can't do it because you're MS. And the thing is that they get you to sign on every bloody fortnight. Then it used to be every once a month. Then it was every 6 weeks, and then it was every 3 months. Oh, and in the end, I went down there to say that I'll be getting me sick note in October. Right, Diffo can relate to the pain and spit. Keith always there's meds. Yeah.
Let me read that for you, Keith. It's Hannah from Really Magnificent, and she's put, Defo can relate with the pain aspect, Keith. Always there, just meds make it a little bit more bearable.
Yeah.
No, Hannah is, she's like my sister. And, yeah, you know, at the moment I have 0 next to kin. And tonight, just before live, she texted me and she said, Terry, you know, temporarily, obviously, she said, but can you put me down as your next of kin? Hannah, from the bottom of my heart, thank you very much. I know I accept your offer, and I will. When I register with my new doctors on Monday morning, I am going to put you down as my sister and my next of kin.
Well,
so, thank you for that, Hannah. Honestly, darling. Mwah.
Terry wouldn't know this, but me and Terry are like brothers, really, in a sense.
How old are you, Kenny?
To be honest with you, I'm 64, but I feel like I'm 68. You know,
well, I'm 48 and I feel like I'm 28, and you just highly offended me by calling me brother, right? You're more like my father, yeah? I've had enough of my landlord turning around to me and telling me that I'm fucking 1 foot in the grave. And now I'm from a guest as well tonight. I don't need this, everyone. I've had a week. Come on, people.
I'm your granddad, let's put it that way.
Bless you, darling.
But no, I mean, honestly, it's taken a year to get the job centre to say, oops, we've made a mistake here. You are right. You are in bad state. You don't need to sign on no more. Live your life as you're supposed to do. Well, I'm living it from day to day.
Yeah.
You know, if I plan anything, which I usually do in the back garden, with a cigarette and a cup of coffee in the hand, or if not, I'm in shakes is that bad. I usually drink from the bottle, you know, the bottled pop, like, you know, something like that. But no, the thing is, I've had, at night time before I go to bed, I've always said to my dad, good night, Dad, good night, Mum, and I say good night to everybody else. They're all friends and family. And I have a good sleep. till about 6 o'clock in the morning, and I wake up screaming the bloody abdoms because I'm in pain. Right, it feels like when
Nothing
you've
worse
got
than waking cramp, mate. Cramp, right?
yeah, cramp. If you have cramp in your legs, it's like that, right? But it's like
Sorry, Keith. Yeah, I'm here.
oh right, it
Landlord's just taken Indiana for a walk for me. So,
oh
and
right.
I'll refer to him as landlord very, very soon.
Mm-hmm.
And he's even said, please do. But I just don't want to put your name out there at the moment. Rupert.
I like what Don said.
He's
No
yeah.
Basically, my age is the new 28-year-old.
Well,
No,
you know, I feel like I'm never going to get past 28, mate. Don't matter what age you are, you're as old as you feel. And
well, as you know, I've got a railway running round the garden.
and when are you going to send me bloody footage of it, Keith?
I sent you that ages ago.
I've got so many
Sure.
videos
Excuse
on Essex
me.
Magnet this week. It is unbelievable. I've got super fast Wi-Fi broadband again. I haven't had Wi-Fi broadband for the last couple of weeks.
I've sent you loads of messages and everything, and that's what you said to me when you was up north. Well, I haven't got internet, Keith. I can't see it.
I've got no blood. I had no internet up there, mate. It was lovely. It was an experience. The Scottish
You
people.
go on my page. You go on my page. Anybody can go on my page, right, on Facebook,
Magnet
and you
fishing
can check
enthusiasts.
out. You can check out some of the videos I've done. Right, I don't go on YouTube because basically I don't know how to go about it. Secondly,
Yeah, but I can do that.
I've got one of these. Hey,
Oh, you've got a gimbal.
yeah,
You've got a gimbal, Keith. Wonderful.
I've got one of these here. And I've got one of these massive big supercharged type lamps that basically goes by the USB port. And you put it
James.
on and it brightens
No.
up the whole garden when it's in pitch black. Scotland's a better place with you, mate. Oh.
Yes, Scotland's no longer a good place without me in it, Keith. What about that, eh?
I know.
Scotsman.
It's like Essex doing without the language.
Where is Essex, mate? I don't even know where Essex is anymore. You know,
No,
I
no.
love it. It'll always be close to my heart, but my future is not in Essex. My future
You've got it.
is somewhere where I've got no ties, where I can start afresh.
Well, here's one for you, Terry. You've got what they call itchy feet.
No, I haven't, Keith, because I've got to beg to differ there. Steve. I've got to beg to differ there because I haven't got itchy feet. There's nowhere I would rather have stayed than rugby. There was no one I'd rather have stayed with than my ex. But it wasn't meant to be. And we can't change that, you know. I apologise for blue in the face, and nothing's going to change that. But I really don't want to talk about past relationships or anything on the show tonight.
I didn't bring you up, mate. All I just said is you got itchy
But
feet.
it's not itchy feet, but you're true in one way, and that is the fact that by coming into the world of magnet fishing 2.5 years ago, as me and Pete did, I have now got to see most of Wales, a lot of Scotland, and a hell of a lot of England. And I'm now living back in the northeast of England for the first time since I was 24 years old. And I made a lot of good friends in my early 20s. I was known as what they called.
That's going back a bit, isn't it?
It is, Keith. Yeah, 4 years. Remember, I feel 28, sunshine. But no, it was 25 years ago, 26 years ago.
That is history in the making. You've made history on your own self there. Right? if
Well,
you think-
you know, it hasn't always been warranted. It hasn't always been wanted. But you have to survive. And you have to do what you have to do to survive when you lose everything. And I've lost everything on a number of occasions in my life.
I've lost I've lost a couple of friends of mine as well.
And Blackpool
Yeah.
Tower. Yes.
I've lost a really good friend of mine, right? And it's really upset me in a big way.
Mm-hmm.
I tried phoning you because basically I had nobody else to talk to.
And I never
Um,
answered because I was going through a whole world of shit myself.
yeah, and I didn't want to burden you any more than the grief I was getting. Not only that, I've lost Paul Barfield. Now, Paul Barfield, I don't know what he's done. I've tried ringing him up on my mobile to his mobile,
He's a
and
member,
you're not allowed to phone this number ever again. He said you're not allowed to phone this number ever again. It said that every time I tried to ring him up.
Why?
I don't
We've got
know.
to give you a reason for that, surely.
Yeah, but Balkans, he's
Preston, Hannah, of course. How can I forget Preston? Although it's more Longridge, actually, darling. You're quite far from Preston. But
Longridge.
yeah, well, that's where White Wellies are from. You know, for those that didn't know, they do now. Longridge, beautiful,
Longridge. Where they
very
used to
sloppy.
Leyland,
I'm joking, Hannah.
Leyland vehicles, where that is, Leyland, where they go and strike just because there's no bug roll paper in the toilets.
Fuck's sake.
Yeah, they went on strike for 2 weeks because there was no toilet paper.
Strikes galore at the moment, mate.
I
It's
mean-
like we've gone back to the 80s. Everyone's striking because of the cost of living crisis.
Well, let's put it this way. In the 70s and 80s, right, there used to be a bloke called Red Robbo. Right, Red Robbo was named for that. His name was Rob, right, but they call him Red Robbo, and he was the executive to we could now. Well, let's put it this way. When there's a strike on, he calls the strikes. He was a strike leader. Or as my dad used to say when he was working there, strike bleeder. Right, because most of the people that was family orientated, right, every time there's a strike on, it was always the single people that went on strike. And the family member people, like my dad and my uncle and a few others, had to join the bloody strike. And it could be over stupid things like no toilet paper in the bogs, queuing up for having the white workers at the front, meaning the white collar workers at the front,
It's a different world in the
and the others at the back.
Now Thatcher ended that, mate.
Yeah, well, that's how it used to be. Blue collar workers, white collar workers, in front of the workers themselves. And they went on strike for that. I mean, of course, true. And then some of the vehicles, some of them was okay, but most of them was rock boxes. Right. MG's for one of them. I mean, it's supposed to be a fast car, but yeah.
My dad died 18 years to this day, Keith, and his favourite car was a green MG. I can't remember the model, but it was a convertible, and it was like a 1950s or 1960s.
Yeah, everything that went wrong with that bloody thing, I tell you. If it weren't the gearbox falling out, underneath the skirting where the door frame and the door munion is, right, it used to rot. Give you an idea, the Allegro, remember the Allegro?
Yeah.
Right? The back wheels used to chase up to the front. They used to pull off.
Oh, blimey. Yeah,
Right, and then you got some of the Leyland, I mean, the Princess. Oh my God, the Princess. Oh,
I remember the Princess.
It was like,
Austin Princess.
yeah, Austin Princess. It was shaped like a
That was a beautiful car. It looked like a Capri, if I remember right.
Yeah, but if you're underneath looking at it, it was a rock box.
Really?
All the sills used to rot.
I was a baby then, Keith. I was a baby.
and the seats in some of the vehicles used to rock that much, right? When you used to stop, you used to hit the windscreen like that. Oh, you bugger! You know, because the seat used to come off, right? And there's loads of things. My dad used to work in the coal mines. Then he moved over to Leyland. No, sorry, to Lucas's, right? Worked at Lucas's for a time. Then they went on strike and he didn't like it, so he moved to Leyland.
Okay, right.
Yeah, he moved there for about 2 weeks and then was on strike again.
But that's what it used to be like. We recently watched something on BBC iPlayer, and it was about the strikes in the 80s with the coal miners, and how the police actually infiltrated the unions, and some of the police were actually paid to marry the union miners and the unionists, and they was never allowed to tell their spouses. They had children with them.
Here's one for you. Now.
It was work.
This is a word of truth now. My dad has got a friend. We used to call him Uncle, right? Uncle Harry, right? Not our real Uncle Harry, another Harry, right? And they was on a strike.
That's terrible.
And it was not bad. So what we done was, I grabbed out to a few friends, right? We managed to get ourselves a 6-wheeler lorry, put it to the right to the roof, over the over the top, all the wood, coal, and anything else we can find, boxes and bag loads of food and everything, right? And we took it down to Hensford, just over the back from me. We took it down to Hensford.
Staffordshire.
We unloaded a load of stuff for them, and we went back to go and get some more. Right now, this is the truth. This is what happened.
Yeah.
The second load we came in with 2 8-wheelers, right, full to the brim of old pallets, wood of all different descriptions, lumps of coal we could find, all to break not to break the spirits, but also to give them something. Me, my dad, and also a few other people, right? We went and took a load, 2 8-wheelers down there. The police stopped us as soon as we get to Ensford. You can't come this way. You're banned. You're barred. I said, you what? You're barred. You got all wood at the back of your vehicles, yeah? That's for the strike people. You're not bringing it here. You're not dumping it there. I said, on whose authority can we say that police authority, and we're telling you now, this was a copper and he had 3 stripes on him. So I turned around and said to me mate who was driving the vehicle, I said, do you know there is a back way? She said, huh? Yeah, but it will take us 5 miles there. Do you mind? No, let me get in touch with my mates. He got in touch with his mates on the CB radio.
Yeah.
Right? Got in touch with the other vehicles at the back that was waiting to go in. We found a back way. We go round the back way, go through Ridgely and that way on. So we did. Went up towards Lichfield. Police cars were chasing us, following us. Went round the back, and then we come to a crossway which looked like a V shape, right?
Yeah.
Roads. Our vehicle went that way, another vehicle went that way, the other one went straight ahead, and they couldn't catch up with us because we all ended up at the back of Ensford, dumping all the wood in the middle of the strikers, and they all came in and they cleared it. And by the time the coppers came round, the vehicles were empty and all the ground was empty as well. Not a stitch of wood left.
Wow.
And that's how we did it. And here's another one. The coppers was going up to the strike force and going like this with their bikes and going, this is what we're getting paid for, and throwing the money in front of them. Well, I found out where they were stopping. The police were stopping at an old school, which our school was, in Erdington, in Birmingham, right, was called Erdington Boys School. It was a concrete school, our school, right?
Okay.
All the police was in there. Soon as I told all my mates, they came round and they were throwing bricks at the fucking windows and everything.
One word.
Yeah, they really hated the police round our end, I tell you, and what they did to the coal miners over at Ensford, Rudgley, all around Staffordshire, right, and even as far as Pipe Hayes, they had a mine there, and with buckets going over. Yeah, Pipe Hayes, Birmingham.
Oh, okay. Never heard of it.
And I'm talking, all this was going on in the 80s, right? And my name was mud to the police, and I agree. To be honest with you, don't get me wrong, I don't like the police. I never liked them because they were so arrogant to the people I know who are kind and considerate, right? Ensford people, Rudgley, Staffordshire people, everywhere.
Mm.
But as soon as they started splitting up, that is, the coal mine in Cannock, right, Cannock number 1, broke away from the miners area, and they went back to work. And even today, right, if you heard about a person who used to work at Cannock Colliery was named a scab, even up today.
Wow.
There is families split apart because of different mines they was in.
Oh, there was, yeah.
Yeah, and there was what they call scabs, people who broke the code of striking, and they didn't want to go on strike, so they broke it. During the 84 miners' strike, we survived on food parcels from Poland and still a massive respect to the Polish. Yes, and there's a load of people from Erdington that used to help out with at Ensford and Rudgley. And we used to go, here's one for you. Me and my mates, when we used to go fishing, right, we used to go away fishing, we used to take our fishing gear and everything, yeah? I was just employed to put to one side of my mate's house in Rudgley.
Yeah.
Well, nipped out, got out of one or two wheelbarrows and filled it up with coal.
Wow.
And that's how we used to do it. We used to cut a hole in the fence and go. This is when we were kids, mind you. Not anymore.
Keith?
I used to be a road, mate. I used to be a rebel.
I thought you was born at 50 years old, mate. You
Oh,
come out tall and 15 stone, you know?
No. I was built like a brick shithouse, and you know, most of the time I was doing things like that. I was in the NUM.
Outsiders. I was in the NUM through the 80s. It's hard to understand strikes if you've not experienced them firsthand. I was just a kid, so I didn't really. Awful times, but all our rights and benefits were achieved by unions and the labour movement.
Exactly.
You know, people go on about the Labour and the Conservative and the battles between them both and that, but nowadays there's not a lot between them, and unions aren't as powerful as they used to be. And like it or not, that's down to Thatcher and what she did.
I'll tell you one thing, Maggie Thatcher, the only thing that came from her was any good in life, right, was giving people the opportunity to buy from the council. But even then, now the budget from the council has made the council look a bit stupid because they can't find houses for people, who are getting kicked out of their houses through arguments. But here's one for you. That's all she did. The other half was she tried to win us over by, the V bombers, Vulcan bombers.
Right, yeah.
Three of those was made up, ready to go over to the Falklands. Only two of them managed to do that. One of them actually dropped a few bombs on the on the airfield at the Falklands. The other one was had leaks or something and couldn't go off. Had to have it all
What's
fixed
the
up.
Falklands? Was that 81 or 82, Keith?
82.
I'd have been 9 years old.
Mm.
And didn't Prince Charles serve in that?
Yeah,
Now.
here's a funny thing. Here's a funny thing. Right, years ago, we used to listen to the radio before TV started, coming along. On the radio, if anybody used to remember the Goons, right, that was Harry Seacombe, Spike Milligan.
Goonies. Right? No. Oh,
no, Goonies was American one. This was called the Goons.
Oh, I'm thinking of the Goodies, mate.
No, not the Goodies.
Hilarious. I thought it was funny.
The Goons. This before Goodies and before the others, right? This is the Goons before late 50s, early 60s, right? And it used to be there. Now,
I never knew that, Glenn. Oh, wow.
When all this was going on, the person, right, Prince Charles at the time, which is now King Charles, right?
King Charles III.
Yeah. He, right, excuse me, he was on the Royal Oak. Yeah,
I thought you was just a fan of Peaky Blinders, Glenn. That's
no, listen carefully. Now, this is good. Years ago, he went up to the captain, right, where his helicopter was based on the actual runway of the ship.
Yeah, aircraft carrier, yeah.
Aircraft carrier. Royal Oak. It was situated on there. And he'd done a bit where he goes up to the captain and says, Captain, he says, they're going to have a beer bottle. I said to drop something in myself. And he said, you what? You've done what? And it was a part of the sketch of the Goons. And it was quite hilarious, right? I can't do it all, but he actually did it, right, like a funny thing, a funny sketch. And it was brilliant. And the thing is, though, Michael Bentine, right, Peter Sellers, and also all the other Goons, right, they looked upon to Prince Philip at the time because it was part of the group of the, it was the main bloke. It was the, when you've got a group of people like myself, I got members, right, of my club, right, my group.
Yeah, enthusiasts.
He was a member of the Goon Club, right, and it stuck that way. And by the way, my group, which is Magnet Fishing Enthusiasts, get this, over 2,000 members I've got now.
Well done. Yeah,
I sat there in the...
Hannah's sat there in her peaky PJs. No. I want a photo. Prove it. And now my phone will go and she will send me a photo. I guarantee.
Oh my God.
I wouldn't, Hannah. Because
God.
I might do that. So careful, darling, unless you want to be shown on the internet.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, that was history in the making in the times when in '92, right, when the Falklands was on. At the time when that was going on, I was over in Ireland doing my tour of duty.
Yeah, bless you, Glenn. These comments are a fascinating insight into so many stories and so much history, all of which should not be forgotten. Absolutely. You know,
I mean,
so much history's happened, and probably a lot of history that's happened that even tonight people have been watching this and they've been educated by it. Because if
yeah,
you
well,
didn't
he's
weren't at a certain
yeah.
age, you remember it.
Now, as you know, there's not many pits around here now that's still open.
No.
Some of them are open, but they're privately owned, right? And it's used for mainly for people with small devices that basically
Okay.
can use.
Oh no! Right, hold on, Keith. You've got to stop you here. I've just been sent a photograph, everyone.
Oh my God!
Oh, she's cheated. All she's shown is a picture.
Oh, right.
But look, there it is. There it is. That's brilliant.
Right.
You're welcome.
Here's a bit of history for you.
Go on, because I do want to change the subject in a minute. There is something I really want to discuss, Keith. So go on. Have your last say before I take over.
Right, in Staffordshire alone, with 72 pits, there's not one of them open now. And in most areas of the villages, like Cannock, Hensford, Rudgley, and all the other places where there used to be mines, there's a shape about, I think about 3 foot high, and about 2 foot wide or something like that.
Right.
A picture, well, it's not actually a picture, it's actually a light made, right, with the, which is a miner's light or miner's lamp, right?
Yeah.
And there's the light on there, but around the brickwork, you'll find all the people's names on there that they could be added into it.
Okay.
So there you go. History's still carrying on after people have died.
Well, this actually brings me on to the subject that I want to bring up, Keith. History is being viewed right now. As everybody knows, England, the United Kingdom, we have a new Prime Minister who was not elected in, but she was voted in by her party after the sacking or the resignation of Boris Johnson. Now, something that concerns me, although sometimes you can say bigger fish to fry, but something that concerns me is the fact that she's just allowed and she's about to award 1,000 licenses to companies, and we are starting fracking again for natural gas. What are your thoughts on that, Keith? Because do you know what? It scares the life out of me. We stopped it, we suspended it, because everywhere where we were fracking, we were getting tremors. It is not natural. The gas might be natural that emits from it, but fracking itself, the process of fracking, it's like Mother Nature saying, how fucking dare you? Sorry, I shouldn't swear, and I do try and refrain from swearing anymore, and I'll never be smoking anymore on a live in future, so that's another good thing.
Back up smoking and smoke outside, which I usually do anyway.
Yeah, but I can't really do that as the host, mate. But even so, answer my bloody question, Mr. History Man. What are your thoughts on fracking for natural gas?
On fracking, basically, it's pumping a sort of sludge into the area, right, like porous rock, where there's gas pockets. And as it pushes it into it, right, it goes under a force. Now the force mixes with the gas bubbles inside the rock itself.
Yeah.
Causes earth tremors. Now you used to get earth tremors when they was doing blasting, right, or even mine digging, right, and where you get subsidence. If that's going to happen, then you might as well open up the bloody pits again and start all over again.
Absolutely. And you know what? I think that would be safer than fracking for natural gas.
Yeah, you might as well turn back into getting coal. Here's one for you. On the A5 coming into Cannock.
That well then.
Right?
Yeah.
On the way to where I live, in Cannock, right, there's over, now get this, 10 miles wide, right, by 8 miles deep as a coal seam,
Right.
and we can't get to it. If I dig the ground outside in the back garden, which I have done, you only have to go about a foot deep when you're into coal seam. Yeah.
Wow.
Now we've got all these coals around us, and we can't bloody dig anything because basically Boris Karloff, and that's what I call him,
Energy now, coal, mate. In fairness,
Boris Karloff has now decided we're not doing fossil fuels, right? We're banging that on the head, but he still opens up fracking. It's the same bloody thing. It's fossil fuel.
Process, yeah.
If you're going to open fossil fuel, you must have the coal mine open up again.
Yeah.
Well, you know, balmy on people.
Glenn's just told you to frack off now, mate. So don't worry, mate. It's not me. It's not F off. Frack off. All right. Everyone's having a bit of a joke in the thing at the moment.
Okay.
Fracking mental and frack off now.
Fracking
Black Country Canal rats.
Okay, now listen here, guys. From Birmingham. Bloody Birmingham, they say. You're right on me. That's how they call it, Birmingham. Birmingham. Oh, I'm Birmingham. Right, they got no coal. They got no coal, right, on Birmingham area. You guys are sitting on sand. So be careful what you water them about, because basically you'll sink like a bloody stone.
What, Birmingham?
Birmingham's full of sand.
Really?
Based on sand, yeah. My dad used to be a geo, right, in the coal mines industry.
A geo? What's that? A geoscientist?
Geophys, right? That means persons to study rocks.
Right, okay. Scientist.
Which is where there's coal, right, basically. Where they could do, and they could do what they call soft blasting.
Yeah.
So they can blast an area so they can get to the coal. Now there's pockets of gas, methane gas, which they can't get through. They can pipe that up and use that, right? And also in as my dad found out, in Birmingham, it's built on sand.
Wow.
All the areas built on sand. There's no coal areas unless you go further out towards Tamworth way. Right, anywhere towards Staffordshire, it's full of coal. That's why they build the mines in Birmingham and tunnel all the way out towards Staffordshire. And that's how they meet up with other mine areas.
Change the subject slightly. Last night on the journey from Scotland, I was travelling on the A66. Not a very nice road. Paul certainly didn't like the road. Tall Paul, GMF. And I come across something that I've never come across in my life, mate. There was plenty of signs that said Animal Crossing up ahead. And then we come across a sign that said Tanks Crossing ahead.
Yeah.
And Paul said, you ain't going to believe this. And there was a sign as clear as day. And he said he'd seen the sign 1,000 times, but he's never seen a tank actually cross. Would you say they do it of an evening? Surely they do that in the early hours.
They go through at night time, early hours in the morning.
We was travelling at night time, so I was wondering, was we going to see one?
Yeah, you would see one.
Well, we passed the MOD and we passed a site that was miles and miles long where, what was it? The something rats, the desert rats, is it? Were trained back in the day. The desert rats, I think. He told me a story anyway, and it was quite interesting.
Yeah.
And it was the first time I'd actually been on that road because I'd never travelled from Scotland to the northeast of England before.
Yeah, it's a strange one, but there's basically along that line where you've been, there's about 4 MOD places. Right, 4 of them. The further one up north, right, is for the RN. Royal Navy.
Right.
A little bit further down is the RAF. Okay, and the other two that you went past, one was the army one, army surplus store, and the fourth one that you went past was the tanks one.
Okay. It was miles upon miles of land. There was nothing. There was no lights. There was no. I mean, it was dark anyway. But I remember when we left Scotland, it took us nearly 2 hours to hit the motorway because of road closures. Then we finally hit the A roads that we had to go to get to this part of the country, and it was an experience, but it was so dark that I would have loved to have done it in daylight so I could have actually experienced some of the scenery and that. Because my time in Scotland, mate, oh my God. I mean, on my way to Scotland, I passed the Lake District. Never been there before. How beautiful was that?
Oh, wow.
That was amazing. Then I went to Scotland and I went to a place called Castle Park. That took my breath away. Waterfalls? I didn't even know we had waterfalls well, not in England, in Scotland, but waterfalls in Scotland.
Yeah.
You know, cliff faces, quarries that had 100-foot drops, mountains. It was, honestly, mate, it was amazing. It really was.
Oh, yeah, I meant to ask you, what is that behind you? Is it tinder stuff?
It's soup.
Soup?
Yeah, tins of soup.
Tinder?
It's macaroni soup. That's what the big M's for.
I wonder
Would you
what
like
that was.
You want to try one?
Yeah, send one over.
I'll send you one over. Keith, your Monster Energy drinks, for fuck's sake.
Oh, I know.
They're empty. They're empty. So,
what on earth are you doing with empty cans there? Is it to... Are you hoping to decorate the whole house with it?
Keith, I moved in at 3 a.m. You think I've drunk that many energy drinks to build that since I've been here?
I was a bit surprised. I mean, you might have done.
Here, Keith, I'm just using it as a backdrop because I think it looks rather good. And one day I might do one from that side of the house because we've got some even more colourful cans in blue and pink and peach, all Monster cans again. And it's beautiful. It's
I can't touch that stuff because it sends me to low. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I've got a little bit of boost energy left, and that's it. That's the lot.
Oh, boost! That's full of sugar, that is. It's only that.
What's that bloody say, Keith? Sugar free?
Oh, right. Well, I didn't know. I mean,
I don't do
sugar free, then it's saccharine, then. You're drinking saccharine.
Artificial crappy sweetener.
Yeah.
It makes you lose weight, mate, and it's better for you than sugar. Sugar clogs your arteries, mate.
I know, that's why I'm diabetic.
It might taste nice, but if you can lower your intake of sugar in any way, shape, or form, I'd advise everyone to do it because it's not great. It's not great. Go on then.
Oh, bloody hell, that hurt my head, that thing. Bloody hell.
Right, well, I'm not going to carry on for much longer. We're 58 minutes, 45 seconds into the stream. And tonight was just going to be an hour because I wanted to get Magnets and Mental Health back out there, Keith. And I can't thank you enough for coming on and joining me and helping me.
You're welcome, mate. That's what a history man
does.
Enough.
I've never known the chat to move as like it's chatted tonight.
Oh, you do it more often then.
Honestly, it's amazing. And
well, I mean to tell you something. When I went over to France that time, I managed to help out with a few friends of mine to dig this hole. It turned out to be a First World War bunker, 1915.
Wow!
And inside there, I found a pair of field glasses. I took it out the container that was in there. And it just fell apart. But when I get it all sorted out, I'll be doing it on your live chat if need be. It's up to you.
Yes, yeah. Whether it be my private live chat or EMH Facebook live chat or YouTube, Magnets and Mental Health live chat.
Well, here's one for you. They found bits of the First World War tank, and it's going to the museum down in London, I think it is.
Wonderful.
Right, the tank museum at motto, right, is sorting out the next time that they're going up. They're hoping to go over there next year so we can do another dig. And I don't know if you know John Bradley and a few other people from the metal detecting side of it, and also Urbex groups are coming over as well.
Mm-hmm.
So it's in the planning. I've done 6 months of the planning already with a group of 4 of us.
Mm.
That's why I've not been on Blight.
Mm.
I put all the emphasis into this this one for the museum.
Where have you been lately in my private group, Keith?
Pardon?
Where have you been lately in my private group? I have not seen you in any of my live streams for the last 2 weeks.
I've been over in France, mate.
Fair enough. They've not got the internet over there.
Oh, by the way, everybody, listen up. The new Prime Minister over in France, right, has now opened up the airways for you guys to come over and do some metal detecting in the rivers. It's not banned no more.
No way. France have lifted the ban on magnet fishing.
Yes.
Right, you've heard that, everyone. Let's get our passports. Let's get over there. Let's invade France. Come on, let's do it.
Also,
You know
look,
what? There's probably more in them waters than there is in London waters.
and also in Luxembourg, it's been lifted.
Wow.
And
Think of the Nazi.
Germany,
Can't say that word anymore. Think of the German memory.
Germany and also Belgium have lifted up theirs as well. Germany has already lifted, but they lifted it even more now that if any bombs and daggers and anything else that's found, right, they have to incorporate the police in it. Right, if anything is war related, First or Second World War.
Well, pretty much the same as the UK. If you know, I was recently with Marco when I from Rughampton Raiders, and he pulled out which you full well know, a Nazi dagger.
Yeah.
And we were up thinking like, oh my God, is this real? And at the bottom of it was stamped "Made in Stainless Steel." Now it had Nazi memorabilia written on it, but in the bottom it said "Made with Stainless Steel" in English. It was a repo. It was a replica. And instead of worth 3 or 4 grand, it was worth 3 or 4 quid. So
more than
it was
that,
unfortunate, but it was a lovely fight.
A repro can go for anything from 1,500 quid to 2,400. A repro can. A decent repro you can get and sell it for about 6,000.
Yeah, that'd be nice, because I remember you telling me at first, you was like, oh, you've hit jackpot there, guys. And like, we looked into it and we was like, we fucking haven't, mate. We really haven't. There's a lot of replicas. There's a lot of repos of a lot of weapons.
But repos, some of them are decent ones, good ones, right? They can sell for stupid.
Oh my God, it come up in such great condition, and it was given to Scotty B and Patriot Magnets.
Oh.
Yeah, so I believe he's putting it on show or something. I don't know. But I was only with him at the time. It wasn't me that found it, but I got very excited when he did find it, as I always do.
Can I put something out, if it's possible, before we disappear, like?
What?
Now, apart from Paul Barfield, who, for some reason...
you need to hit him up in a private message, Keith. That's not for live. It's not for you. Yes, you sympathise.
The place I'm on about now, right, is Erdington Boys School. There's got to be somebody out there that used to go to the same school as me and Paul Barfield, right, from the old school. I'm on about some of the guys from our school, our class, right, of 1970 to 74. That's all I'm asking. Not great though, but yeah.
Well, you know, maybe. Right, guys, thank you, Keith, for joining. And I'd like to put this to bed now. We're going to end this stream, and I think it's gone really well. Thank you for welcoming back Magnets and Mental Health. Thank you for joining. Thank you, everybody, for participating. I think it's been absolutely amazing. Essex Magnet Hunters, in the next hour, I'm uploading the video the video of how to lose 5 stone in 5 months. Now, I can't replicate what I did over the last 5 months, but what I can replicate is the amount of activity and energy that I used, and that's what I'm doing in the video. I reckon I'm going to get some rather weird comments, and some people probably take the piss. Couldn't give a flying F, right? One person benefits from that video. It's only episode 1. I'm going to do a weekly video, and I'm going to show updates. You know, everyone knows I used to weigh 20 stone, and I'm now 14. So the proof's in the pudding, I always say.
What are you doing?
Well, the video, Keith, is 30 minutes long. I'm highly out of breath, doing multiple stretches, exercises, squats, push-ups. Indiana acting like a total knob end. And it's a really good video. After that video, tomorrow, I've got my last 2 trips out with Marco that I'm going to edit into one video for our channel. And I don't know, maybe I'm going to have to hit him up first. I'm not so sure.
No.
Regardless, we are going to have multiple videos coming up in the next 24 hours, one of which will be 1 hour's time. And then me and my new very, very good friend, I won't call him a landlord anymore, we are going to be going magnet fishing, and we are going to be doing some of the most amazing sights. Anyone that knows Durham Cathedral, Durham Castle, one of the most beautiful parts of England. Absolutely.
I know both.
Well, we're going to be fishing there, mate. We're going to be fishing there. We're going to boss it, and we are going to hopefully find some cracking finds. But regardless, we're going to have fantastic days out.
Is that where Pink Panther is?
Do you really think so, Marie? I mean, I know I've certainly put it out there because that photo was just amazing. The one that Nicola took, October 2021, to now, it's unbelievable, isn't it? It really is unbelievable. So, yeah, well, maybe hit me up, Marie. Hit me up and tell me how I go about that, because I think this video, you know, providing that I've titled it correctly and put the correct tags in, I think it's going to do very good. But like I said, if one person benefits from it, that's wonderful. Just the nutritional aspect of it. And it's not a diet. It's not eating healthy. Don't think it's eating healthy, everyone. I didn't eat healthy one day and I lost 5 stone.
Which one for you?
Please watch the video. It's going to be on the channel in about an hour's time. Just got to make a small little edit to it before I upload it, but it will be up in about an hour. Thank you, Marie. It's absolutely wonderful. Yeah, go on.
Terry, where you live is in Durham, right?
No, it's not in Durham. It's in Peterlee. Yeah, it's close-ish.
Isn't that where Pink Panther used to be?
I didn't even know it comes under County Durham, mate. I had no fucking idea. Go on.
Isn't that where Pink Panther used to be?
Well, I think you're asking the wrong person, mate. How am I supposed to know? But someone's Googling it right next to me right now. So we'll have a look.
Yeah, well, actually, the Pink Panther is the Second World War, right, vehicles they used during the time of the desert, right,
Okay.
during WW2, right?
Mm-hmm.
Long-range vehicles called Pink Panthers. Also, they was born there, right, which means to say they was made there, right, and built.
I thought it was just a cartoon. What, Pink Panther was...
Pink Panther as well. Didn't it used to go doo-dum, 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 doo-dum?
Yeah, I know. One of my favourite cartoons as a child growing up, mate.
Oh, right.
It was. What, Hannah? What? I know what picture you're talking about. But thumbnail for what, Hannah? Oh, you mean thumbnail for the video?
Oh, right. Ah,
Belgrade, Serbia.
before and after.
Pink Panther was founded location Belgrade, Serbia, Keith.
Yeah, no, but the vehicles, right?
Fucking hilarious, mate. You really are.
The vehicles, right? The vehicles were made, right, over here, right, and they was called Pink Panthers, right? WW2 vehicles for long range, and there was air cooled, not water cooled.
Okay. Hillsborough. 10 miles down the road.
Mm-hmm.
Go.
So yeah, I do know.
Well, I'm 10 minutes walk away from some amazing docks. Is it docks? It's the docks, yeah. So I'm going to take Indiana on the docks tomorrow, and on my private live group, that's where my first live's going to be tomorrow. I am close to the sea, but it is a few miles, and without transportation, I know I'm doing bloody 10 to 15,000 steps a day at the moment, but that would be probably 25,000 steps there and back, which might be just a little bit above my current grade, but I will eventually get there. I will eventually get all the way around this new area of mine, and I will show it to all of you because it's a beautiful part of the country. I lived in the northeast between 20 and 24, and they were some of the happiest years of my life. So yeah, I'm really, really looking forward to it. Like I said, we're going to end this one now, Keith. So thank you for joining.
Because I've got to go to
Magnet Fishing Enthusiast on Facebook. Hit him up. History man. He knows his stuff, and he's a bit like me because sometimes he knows his stuff, but it's more like his arse from his elbow. But we all love you, Keith. We all love you, son.
Well, I've got to go on YouTube a minute to talk about a Russian tank that's been dragged up out of
You've been asked to go on another channel, have you? You defected, are you? You defected, Keith?
No. Right, it's a Russian tank that's been found in Germany from metal detectors, and they found it in a pool, right?
So not only are you going to go on to this channel and talk about it, you're also going to talk about it now when I'm trying to end the show.
Yeah, well, let me know.
Honestly, I'm not in no rush, Keith. Go on.
Right, anyway, I'm going to say good night from you and good night from me, which is the history man talking from the hip. Anybody wants to get any info or anything like that, get in touch with me.
If you find St. Magnet fishing tomorrow and you want to hit someone up, there's no one better to hit up than this man here, Keith Winter on Facebook. And try and get it right, Keith. Don't give us a bad name.
I'll try. But let's face it, you went from one group to another. I don't know where I was.
Shush. Well, you know, it was with the best of intentions that we created.
Yeah, you threw me out thinking I'll catch a bleeding tank somewhere along the line.
I've been speaking to Pete every day this week, and I said, you know, bruv, I said, is it okay to come back for Essex Magnet Hunters? And he was like, of course it is. And I couldn't be happier to come back, mate.
I'm not left.
Be no more difficult.
I found myself in limbo, that's all.
No, you're not. You're still our history man, but you're our community history man. You are everyone's history man.
Oh, hang on a minute. We forgot to do the with the pages.
Right, come on. We're gonna go. Thank you for joining, Keith. Thank you, everyone, for watching.
You're welcome.
If you're watching this later on our channel and you are not subscribed to Essex Magnet Hunters, what are you doing? Subscribe. Now, come on, people. We've gone through. We've had so many stuff.
Now, or else I'll take all my clothes off and run around in the nude.
Now, come on, everyone. Get us up to 1,500 subs and we'll get him to do it. I might even be able to get Glenn on from Peaky Dippers in his Banana Man pajamas. It could be done, everyone. So get us up there. Get us up to 1,500 subs. Love you, Hannah. Love every one of you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, love you all. Miss
Thanks
you
so
all.
much for joining tonight. This will now become a weekly show again. Every Saturday night, I will be back. So, you know, some weeks you're going to be busy. Saturday nights is a social night for many, many people. But if you can join in, I'd love to have you here.
Give me a shout. Oh, Wellington, come along.
Keith, I'm talking. Stop. If you'd like to come on a future episode, please hit me up on Facebook. Terry Wright. Remember also, Essex Magnet Hunters, we're nearly 1,000 on Instagram. We're close to 1,350 on YouTube, and we're 3,500 on TikTok. Wow. So, you know, it's been great. It's been a journey, but it hasn't stopped yet. And I you know, this is what I've got to concentrate on again in my life at the moment, and I want to put my heart and soul into it because my mental health is absolutely terrible at the moment. But a lot of people are in my boat, and at the end of the day, might be called Magnets of Mental Health, but I don't really want to talk about my mental health at the moment. We don't need the tears, we don't need the emotion. I want smiles, I want frowns turned upside down. Guys, thank you very much for coming on. We've just been told by our chief moderator, right guys, shut it now. So we're going to shut up, we're going to shut shop. Have a wonderful weekend, everyone. Be safe. If you're going magnet fishing tomorrow, please remember, no fly tipping. Try and arrange your scrapper before you go to your destination. Unless you're taking a trailer or a van and you can take your scrap away. Let's not give the hobby a bad name, please.
Ooh, don't forget Warsaw one tomorrow.
Oh, yes, Keith. No, well done. Absolutely. Nicola Jones, Dudley Dippers, part of the Outcast family. If you want to meet the Outcast family tomorrow, is it the full Outcasts that are doing it, Glenn and Marie? If you can confirm that.
9 o'clock.
Nicola Jones, Dudley Dippers on Facebook and YouTube. She's been advertising. We're in conjunction with the Canal and River Trust and the local council in Walsall. Wow. They're doing a pond clear out. Now, that can only be positive for the hobby, everyone. So if you can support them, if you can get down now, please do. And let's bring the community together, everyone. Come on, enough bickering. Please, everyone, please.
I'd love to go, but nobody else will pick me up.
Yeah, well, I'm in the same boat, Keith, you know, so we'll get our tiny violins out, you know what I mean? We can't do anything about it, mate, you know, at the moment, but we will meet, no doubt, many, many more times in the future, providing you don't pop your clogs before then, mate, you know. You don't know, Keith, do you? Yeah, I get told I've got 1 foot in the grave, mate. If I've got 1 foot in the grave, you've got fucking 2. So
I look like a 30-year-old, so, you know.
Yeah, well, maybe, you know, but neither here or there, right? It doesn't matter. It's all in good fun. It's all in good jest.
You'll miss me if anything happens to me, so basically I'm going to stick here.
Right, we're off, everyone. Take care. Take care. Mwah. And well done. Indiana, come here, gorgeous. Say goodbye. Say goodbye.
Bye.
And bye-bye from this bundle of fluff as well. Right, take care, everyone, and I will see you soon. All right, see you later. Thanks, Keith. Take care, everyone. Bye.